One thing that's been blessing me recently is this idea of having happiness as it stands today. And why this is so important to me is because I've shared some of my story, but I was on the corporate grind, right? Promotions, doing the things, acting like you like things when you don't, dealing with all the drama, the overworkedness, the underappreciated, all those things with the hope. I had the crazy idea, y'all, and I literally used to tell people this, that I was gonna be the president of our division at the company that I worked for. I could have absolutely done it. But let me tell you what made me quickly rewind that is when I saw our president at our Christmas party that year. This man was literally crying tears after realizing he hadn't seen his family since Thanksgiving. So, Christmas party, was probably like mid-December, right? He moved his family to the city where the job is headquartered, where our office building was, to take the job. So where he works, essentially, he traveled very often and all of that, but his home base was where his family was. And the fact that the man was literally in the city that day and he said he hadn't seen his family since Thanksgiving and he was crying, I said, "Oh no, thank you." Like, never mind. I completely opt out of that because, like, we're talking like 3 or 4 weeks and you haven't seen your family and they live in the city. Like, they live in the city that we're in right now. Crazy. Now, I don't know all the details, the intricacies, and all of that, but just him saying that was the shock that I needed to know that, yeah, that ain't gonna be for me because I knew at that time I was married. Of course, I knew I was going to have children. I'm like, there's no way that I personally want that life. Now, I understand people who have it and people who work and travel, and that's a part of what they do, and that's what they feel called to, right? I get that. I knew that wasn't my calling. I quickly reverted. And I was like, oh no, this is actually not going to be the move for me. But I really thought like climbing that ladder and doing all of those things was going to be it. And when I have the $1 million, I don't even know. At that time, I didn't even think, well, I'm sure I knew he was making like high six figures, but I don't think I really comprehended the fact that the man was probably making at least $1 million. I didn't even believe a company could pay anybody $1 million unless you were like, for him, he wasn't C-suite. I mean, well, it depends on how you look at it because the company was huge. So he wasn't like in the corporate C-suite, but for our region, he definitely was. And so I'm sure he was making, at minimum $1 million. But my brain couldn't even fathom a company paying that, which is a part of why I even went into entrepreneurship. Because I'm like, if I want to make millions, one, I'm not going to wait, to be nearing retirement to be anywhere close to $1 million. And then my mind just didn't even wrap around the fact that companies would even pay that unless you were, again, like top level CEO, right? And so I'm like, okay, that's just not going to be an option for me because, yeah, I'm not playing those games and I'm not about to work myself to the bone to when I get there, I can't even enjoy it. And is it even possible for somebody like me to do that within a corporation? So I just quickly aborted that. But during that time, it was always like, I'll be happy when I get to this level. I'll be happy when I get to this level. And I thank God for one of the coaches that I have that's like in my life during this time because she is just like really awakening some things that I never considered being possible. Like she'll say you have to find happiness with how things are right now. And I just think that is such a mind blowing, even though simple concept, because how often do we do that as high achieving people? She's like, we're always going to be seeking to do something else. There's always going to be a goal. There's always going to be, okay, when you get that job, the next thing's going to be promotion. When you start that business, it's going to be six figures. Then it's going to be $1 million. Like there's always going to be these things. That's never going to stop. As a high achieving person, we're always going to want to do something. But it's something bad. Like, ever since she brought this to my awareness, I've just been sitting on it. Like, it's something bad about a person who can just be like, you know what? I'm happy now. Like, I'm happy now. Like, yes, I have these things going on, but I'm happy now. And I don't know how many of us, especially as Black women, as women who have, overcome odds, who's had to build resilience, who didn't just walk in the door and just get everything, but literally had to work. I just wonder how much we have taken on this identity that has allowed us to always delay our gratification or never get it at all. I think about even like my ancestors, and just people that I've seen around me in general. Most do not get to a level of happiness. It's always a chase. It's always, I guess the reframe is like, instead of looking at everything that's missing, like that you want more of, it's like finding the appreciation in what is. And when she first said it, I'll be honest with y'all, I was like, girl, ain't nobody finna do that. Like, we're not finna sit here and be like, oh my God, I'm thankful for lights in my house and this is just great. Oh, great. Yes, I'm just satisfied with this. So I kind of brushed it off. I was like, why do people keep saying this? This is like crazy. Nobody's going to be sitting around thinking about this. And then I started thinking about my gratitude practice that I did last year when I did 60 days of gratitude through this journal that I should probably order again because it was really good. But just like that gratitude practice, even though it sounds small and it feels silly, like I remember sometimes just writing in a journal, I'm thankful, that I had some warm socks to put on today, or something like that. And it can sound so silly, but it's actually doing a work inside of you. And it's making you a stronger person, because a person who can find happiness, even in a challenging situation, like I said, it sounds silly, but you're really the baddest person in the room, because that means, okay, that doesn't shock me. Like, oh, this, you still don't have this, you still don't have that. That's fine. Look at what I do have. Like what I have, oh, this is a good revelation and a good like thing to just settle on. What I have always exceeds what I don't have. Like I have more than what I don't have. I think sometimes we focus and feel like what we don't have is the greatest weight in this equation. It's like what I have is down here, and then what I want is the gap is up here, and it's like, oh, I'm constantly stretching my neck to this. But what if we like shifted that scale and was like, all of this goodness that I have is like gold, and everything I don't have is like feathers, right? Like the gold is over here, and everything else, no matter how many things, are feathers. And the things that I want, the goals and achievements, they're great. I still will pursue them, but I'm never going to acknowledge the gold that I have. I'm never going to not acknowledge the gold that I have on this side that these feathers could never compare to. And what really settled it for me was when she said, like, yeah, I've made $1 million and I still had mindset things to work through. I made $1 million and I still had, these thoughts and things coming up. I still had, other problems in my life to fix. Like, yeah, some of them were fixed by money and some of them weren't. I still had things that I wanted to do and I still had things I needed to work through. So I was like, oh, like for me, when I can make a connection, I'm like, you got like clear. If that's the case, then I can absolutely see why you're telling us this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no magic pill to all of a sudden you get these things and now boom, all your problems are gone. It's like whatever you're dealing with internally, whatever is still robbing your happiness and contentment is still going to be going to war. So you might as well, this is what she said, you might as well just be happy now. Might as well practice and cultivate that practice now, because the feathers over here are never going to change anything. We're putting gold weight on things that actually should have the weight of a feather, where it's just like, it's nice and I'm light with it. Like, Oh yes, I want these goals, I want these things, and all that stuff is light. My gold is my peace. My gold is my family. My gold is my joy. Those are the things that are worth more to me than anything. Because I know if I have this, then I have whether I have the feathers or not, I'm still good. And that's the place that I am stepping into and recognizing, and I would definitely encourage others too, because then things don't have you. It's like if it has to go, cool. Something else will come along because my foundation is already secure. I'm not seeking validation in a business opportunity working out. Ooh, come on, testify, Kirsten. I have been there. Like, this has to work out because da 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 da. No. Oprah said this very well when she had this interview, and a guy was like, what if the Oprah Winfrey Show doesn't do well? She said, then I will do well. Like, I will do well. I'm not even weighing my success on this show. Like, I'm weighing it on who I am, who I know God created me to be, that I know I'll do well. It may not be this, it'll be something else. She talked about how the OWN network, it flopped. They revamped it. It became something else. It didn't mean anything about her. And for so long, I think I carried that, especially in my business, of like, this has got to work. This is meaning something about me. Oh, people aren't buying. Oh, people aren't. Like, no, I take the assumption that whatever I do turns into gold. Like, wherever I go, wherever I am, and if it does happen to dry up, that means that there is another place that is watered and ready for me to harvest over here. I'm good. If I have to step out of this particular space that I'm in right now, I'm good. If I have to shift and mold, okay, I'm good, because I will do well. My cards are not in the hands of a thing. My cards are ultimately in God's hands. And in his hands, he has me, not a business, not a city, not a house, not a tangible thing. So all I have to stay focused on is, how do I keep my contentment and my happiness in this particular moment? A lot of people are talking about how the job market is hard, and this is hard, and that is hard, and entrepreneurship is hard, and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, I could look at it that way. And y'all know I love referencing my people. But my Pastor Hooray, said it today. Every problem I have as a child of God is not situational, it's perspective. Because if I adjusted my perspective to see things in a heavenly way, according to the word that I read and live by, then I would understand that there is no situation that I don't have victory over already. So I don't have to feel like, oh, well, everybody's saying entrepreneurship hard and da da da, should I do? No, because I know this is what I'm called to do. This was my divine instruction. So I don't need to feel like I need to look to the left or the right. And I've done these things. But now I'm moving into a space of like, it's all like, everything is going to present challenges. But isn't this what you wanted? Like, count it all joy that you literally have a skill set that can make you money today. Why are we focusing on the hard things? Why are we focusing on what is going on around the world instead of looking and staying zoned in? This is what you're called to do. Stay locked into the joy of that. Be thankful for that. I get to pick up my son, and I get to make my schedule, pick up my son. I don't have to worry about anybody looking for me online. I don't have to worry about anybody, and I didn't have those things before, but obviously with any job, no matter how flexible it is, those things cross your mind, right? And you got to get back in, you got to meet deadlines, you got to do all this and that. Count it all joy. Is it hard? Yes. But it's the I wouldn't even say the hard, it's the state that I chose to be in alignment with. So just because the grass seems greener on the other side doesn't mean that it is. Like, I am where I am. And I'm thankful for the journey. And I'm also open to wherever the journey takes me next. Because I will do well, whether I'm in a company, whether I'm on my own, whether I'm in partnership, whether I'm retired, whether I'm sitting on a beach or on a stage. I will do well. That's just it. I wanted to share this with you, this revelation. I think this is more of like one of my video diaries of just being in this space to remind myself even of just what it feels like. I can just feel it right now all through me of just like this settling love. I'm just like she says, if this is the best that it ever got, I could learn how to be happy with this. And when I was saying that, I was like, it's not even a learn. Like I am. I'm very blessed. And even if things changed, I could learn to be happy with that. Like I'm giving myself permission to not have my happiness tied to a particular goal, objective, or situation. It just is. And with that, allowing myself to attract more without it feeling like pressure, without me repelling what I desire because I'm trying to hold so tightly to it and I just have to have it, and being so desperate of just like, I just will do well. And I'm happy with my life today. And yes, there are things that I desire. And I'm just happy. And I'm happy with today. And I'm going to continue to do my work. And I'm going to continue to, open myself up for opportunities. It's definitely a balance that I have to work through and continue to decide to do. But I think more than tactically that this is something for me, it's more of just a settling. Like even through doing the activities, whatever, it's just like a settling, like, but I'm happy now. I'm joyful now. I'm full now. I'm fulfilled now. I'm not searching for fulfillment. I'm fulfilled now. There are just other things that I would love to do. And I'm just like light with it. And whatever else may show up that I could do, I'm light with that too. I'm just here for my purpose. I'm just down for my purpose. Whatever my purpose calls me to do, I'm willing to do. Period. However it caused me to shift and move, but I'm happy with who I am, what I am today. Mistakes, flaws and all, missteps, coulda, shoulda, wouldas, didn't do that right, messed up there, made a mistake there, and all of that. I am happy with myself today. I am proud of who I am today. I am thankful for my journey. Would not change a thing. And I stand 10 toes down on who Kirsten Allen is. And that's my feelings. Borrow that if that's something that can help you as a high achieving woman at any level, whether you're pursuing contracts, whether you're doing something in your career field or whatever it is. Borrow that. I wish I would have learned that more back in my career days. I was in my 20s, so like Kelly Rowland said, it was just all trying to figure out who I was through other people. But as a woman in her 30s, that is totally different now. And I see why people say as you get older, it's like life gets better. I used to always think that's because you have more things, but it's like you have more settling in your body. Like it's just settled. You have more peace because you're not concerned with tap dancing for people. It's just you are who you are, flaws and all. There's no one to impress because you already have your validation. You've become awakened to the fact there's probably this cycle in life that happens where you're born And I was like this. I was very outgoing and extroverted as a child, right? And you have this, you're validated, you are and da 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 as a child, and then you go through your adolescence or your teens and your early 20s, and something happens that takes you back down, and it's like the 30s, you coming right back up around that corner, and you're getting that validation back again, that's from within, that's heavenly validated. And all of a sudden the world becomes like it was again when you were a child, and you just find that joy again, and you're able to do it without all the constraints of being little. You get to be in a bigger world, but just with that level of settledness. So hope this is something that you can carry on. As always, check out one of these amazing videos that are here for you on the side, and subscribe for more, because I am going to continue to bounce in and out of these topics that I feel are coming up for me that I want to document and share, and then also tangible things that are going to help you continue to win these amazing business opportunities and contracts through working with corporate clients. So I'll see you on the next one.